screen? If not, please let me know. ठीक है कि मुझे screen नहीं दिख रही है. हाँ.
मैम विजिबल है.
All clear है मैम.
क्या आ रहा है? ठीक है, that's great if it's visible. Okay, guys. So, Muskan, can you please mute yourself? Keep yourself muted. Thanks. Okay, guys. So, good evening to all of you. I hope each and every one of you is doing fine. I welcome everyone to another class of SSB Crack Exam. CDS 1 2023 की क्लास में आप सभी लोग का स्वागत है. And the topic for today is comprehension. We have already started with the topic जिसमें हम लोगों ने concept को complete करा. ठीक है. और उसके बाद हम अभी questions कर रहे हैं. So we will quickly start with the questions, guys. But before that, let's have a quick look at the timetable for today. तो आप सभी लोग टाइम टेबल भी देख सकते हैं गाइज. बेसिकली स्टार्टेड ऑफ विद प्रतीक सर का क्लास. ठीक है. उसके बाद बेसिकली आपका हुआ दिव्यांशु सर का क्लास. और अभी हम लोग एनडीए के स्लॉट की बात करें, यहाँ पे आप लोग की क्लास हो रही है आजकल मयंक सर के साथ सबसे पहले. उसके बाद 5:30 पे शुभ्रा मैम की क्लास. और अभी हो रही है मैथ्स की क्लास. ठीक है. अभी हम लोग बात करें कॉम्प्रिहेंशन टॉपिक की गाइस. सो वी ऑल नीड टू नो कि आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा होगा कि कैसे कॉम्प्रिहेंशन टॉपिक काफी ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. यहाँ पे आप सभी लोग देख सकते हो कि कहीं पे आप लोगों को एक मिनट, कहीं पे आप लोगों को बेसिकली 10 क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, कहीं पे आप लोगों को 15 क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. आप लोग देख सकते हो यहाँ पे इवन यू गाइस गॉट 20 क्वेश्चन, 17, 18. सो बेसिकली इट्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक ऑल टुगेदर. दैट्स व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू से. तो उस हिसाब से आपको क्या प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ेगी. और सिंस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनडीए, तो आप सभी लोगों को पता रहना चाहिए कि जो क्वेश्चंस है वो मॉडरेट टू एडवांस लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी के होंगे. ठीक है. So basically what they do is they will definitely give you a passage. और उसके बाद आपको क्या करना रहेगा, you just need to analyze each and every detail that is there. और उसके बाद आपको कुछ questions का आंसर करना पड़ेगा. So it's better अगर आप अपने reading skills नहीं है अच्छे तो उनको अच्छा करें, because it's since we are talking about CDS exam तो ज्यादा passage बहुत easy नहीं आएगा. ठीक है. So what we need to do is we just have to read the passage carefully and answer the questions. ठीक है. So without further ado guys, let's start with the first question. Marine deposits under the sea do not get decomposed because. So what is the reason that they do not get decomposed? ठीक है. Become rock and prevent oxygen from entering them, are covered by sand and slit through by the current, contain a mixture of hydrogen and carbon, or are constantly washed by the ocean current. ठीक है. Marine deposits under the sea do not get decomposed because. So what is the reason? Actually, it's better if you guys read this, I guess. Uh,
Ma'am, rock 1A maybe.
A. Okay, let's see the answers. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है marine deposits under the sea do not get decomposed because. So the answer is obviously has to be become they rock and they prevent oxygen from entering it. जैसे कि आप सब लोग को यहाँ पे दिया भी हुआ है, राइट. यहाँ पे ये as this material hardens, यहाँ से एक मिनट, यहाँ से दिया हुआ है आपको ये रहा ना. As the material hardens, it becomes sedimentary rock and effectively shuts down the oxygen, preventing the basically complete decomposition, right? So यहाँ पर आपका आंसर करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, sedimentary rocks lead to the formation of oil deposits because. So what is the reason? How do they lead to the formation of oil deposits? It becomes hard and forms into rocks which produce oil. It pressure produces heat and turns the deposits of animal carcasses and plants into oil. It turns heavy and shuts out the oxygen, and it becomes heavy and hard and applies pressure to squeeze oil.
Ma'am, B. दिया हुआ है मैम, ये जस्ट उसी के बाद.
चलो, let's see as well. देखो
लास्ट
देयर
सेकेंड लाइन
प्रेशर reduces heat.
Heat.
यहाँ पे आप लोगों को दिया है ये
Correct.
है ना, ये
यस
सब।
मैम
सो यू जस्ट नीड टू स्किम, मतलब इसमें कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान से पढ़ना है तभी इसके आंसर मिलेंगे। इट्स प्रेशर प्रोड्यूसेस हीट एंड टर्न्स द डिपॉजिट ऑफ एनिमल। ठीक है, सो करेक्ट। In order to have mineral oil, hydrogen and carbon are combined in what kind of proportion? Equal, fixed, varying, or the proportion of 2 and 1? Okay, so in order to have mineral oil.
मैम वेरिएंट प्रपोर्शन लास्ट थर्ड लाइन
So यहाँ पे ये आराम से आपको मिल जाएगा।
Varying
So we
proportion.
can just start with this. Right, most of them are combination of hydrogen and carbon in varying proportion. यहाँ पे आपको ये साफ साफ दिया हुआ है, ये रहा और ये रहा। राइट, हाँ ठीक है, चलो गुड। नेक्स्ट पे चलते हैं फिर। द टाइम इट टेक्स फॉर द मरीन डिपॉजिट्स टू हार्डन इनटू रॉक्स इट। अभी ये आंसर आपको एक्सप्लिसिटली ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा कि हाँ few years, thousand of years, hundreds of years, or millions of years. ठीक,
millions of years, million of years.
देखो क्योंकि यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है ना, their pressure produces heat which transforms the tiny carrier gases into crude oil in a process that is still going on today. So out of these options, we know it's better if we just go with million of years. I
मैम
hope it is
फर्स्ट
clear
लाइन में
to
लिखा
everyone.
हुआ था मैम ओवर
Para
मिलियंस ऑफ
static
ईयर्स
हो रहा है million of years.
मैम स्टार्ट ही उससे हो रहा है
अच्छा, इसकी बात कर रहे हो क्या?
यस मैम ओवर
Yes,
मिलियन
ma'am.
ऑफ ईयर्स
Yes, right, right, right. My bad. देखो, the most apt title of the passage, so sorry, for the passage is crude mineral oil, how sedimentary rock is formed, how mineral oil is formed, or marine deposits under the sea. What would be the apt title for the passage? If anyone wishes to go to the passage, so we can just do that. See, whenever we are talking about any apt title of the passage, it's always and always better that you try to find it maybe in the first paragraph or the last paragraph, right? क्योंकि उसमें आपको थोड़ा gist टाइप का दिख जाता है, right? तो I'll again show the options if anybody still wants to see.
मैम इट वुड बी डी बिकॉज क्रूड एंड मिनरल ऑयल दोनों की बात की है तो ए और सी तो होंगे नहीं सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स कैसे फॉर्म हो रही है उसकी भी बात नहीं की है तो डी वुड बी द राइट ऑप्शन
बट बात तो फॉर्मेशन की करिए ना, हाउ
Ma'am,
इट इज
C.
फॉर्म्ड।
मैम
बात
बट
तो
क्रूड ऑयल्स भी तो हैं
But it's about formation, na. The whole passage is about how mineral oil is formed. Like if I just say crude mineral oil, okay, it's fine. Like it sounds very ambiguous. कि हाँ ठीक है, crude mineral oil, but what crude mineral oil? Like it can be anything.
यस
Maybe
मैम
I'm just, it's informative. Like it can be anything about it. ठीक है, so इसी वजह से, because the whole passage when you read it, it's about how it's formed over the years, the process and everything. So we'll just go with this option, which is C. I hope it is clear.
ओके
ठीक,
मैम
चलो अभी नेक्स्ट उस पे चलेंगे, which is gonna be this. According to the passage, regular physical activity is needed. What is the reason? Control one's blood pressure, lose one's weight, improves one's cognitive skills, or improve one's physical as well as mental health. ठीक, तो चलो।
Second line.
हम्म,
मैम डी वुड बी द राइट ऑप्शन
हम्म।
Mental and physical both.
या
Yeah, see, they have already mentioned that, when we talk about regular physical activity, it provides numerous health benefits, right? आप लोग यहाँ पे देख सकते हो. From leaner bodies and lower blood pressure to improve mental health and cognitive functioning. So it's basically, as per the author, it's basically a combination of both, right? Physical and mental health. तो हम लोग इसी के साथ जाएंगे. Absolutely correct. Next, in order to tone up the physical education program, it should be made compulsory at school. An assessment of the existing program should be made. A committee should be set up in every school, or the program should be reoriented and implemented. ठीक है? So, in order to tone up the physical education program. So, I'll just show both the paragraph. You guys can see for yourself. ठीक, उसके बाद we can discuss.
Ma'am, last line.
School-based physical education programs.
It's compulsory.
See, we have to read the question also. अरे क्या
Question.
यार क्या कर दिया हाँ, ये रहा in order to tone up basically how
Ma'am,
can you
B.
improve
B, ma'am.
B.
Existing program should be met.
assessment तो mention भी नहीं आप लोग किधर से assessment ला रहे हो where have they mentioned assessment how will you assess it they
C
haven't mentioned
it can be
assessment
done.
they haven't no they have it should be reoriented
D,
and
ma'am.
implemented we need to change the direction because we haven't been going in the right direction and we need to implement it very very well okay so that's what should be the answer okay
Okay, ma'am.
according to Americans health education is more important than teaching social sciences liberal arts any subject or natural sciences so yes see they have mentioned US ka thing here adults in the US think blah 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 it's very easy or any other subject. Basically, they have mentioned a lot of subjects, language, arts, maths, or any other subject, right? So it becomes clear, right? So what would
Social
be the
science.
answer?
Social science.
Ma'am, any subject?
Any
Good.
subject.
C, ma'am. Any subject होगा.
It should be any subject, na?
as well. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they have mentioned or any other subject. So it should be C, right? चलो next पे चलेंगे. The author wants the reoriented physical program to be what? Given minimal curriculum time, very comprehensive, relevant to the modern society or thoughtful. Chalo, let's try to find out.
Thoughtfully analyze.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
thoughtful.
option दिखाइए तो मैम. Ma'am, option.
Ma'am, thoughtful.
Option D subject.
D.
Yes, ma'am. D. Thoughtful.
Yeah, like out of these options, it doesn't necessarily needs to be just comprehensive, it needs to be thoughtful, like it should be well thought, है ना? So that you can implement it well, correct. So ये हो जाएगा. Next. In order to improve the physical education program, we should first of all allot more time to the teaching and learning of physical activity, decide on the number of activities to be taught, employ qualified instructors or increase the teaching load of instructors. Okay, so let's see again. In order to improve the physical education program, we should first of all, so the question is this, है ना?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am. Maybe it was in the last, na?
देखो यहाँ
Time
पे
devoted to physical
our
education.
first step, they have clearly mentioned our first step.
Yes,
So that's why you need to
Time.
read the whole question first. Might be to
Yes, ma'am.
consider ways to increase curriculum time devoted to physical education. So this is the first thing that they want us to do, right?
Yes,
अदरवाइज
ma'am.
आप कुछ और ही आंसर करके आ जाते हैं. So always read the whole question and then answer. So I guess out of these options, we can clearly see the answer A होना
A,
चाहिए.
ma'am.
A lot more time,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So correct. So
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
quickly move on to the next question. Just gonna be another passage. According to the writer, the bay could not be reached by boat. So, what is the reason that people could not reach this bay by boat? Because it had numerous layers of rock, there were too many eddies, it was facing the open sea, there were seams of rock and treacherously swirling currents. Okay?
Ma'am, what
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
meaning of eddies?
पहले आप आंसर करो फिर मैं बताती हूँ.
Ma'am, D.
Ma'am, option.
D.
Yes, ma'am. D. There was same.
ओहो. हाँ बेसिकली मुस्कान ने पूछा था ना ये जो सा सोलिंग सा करंट होता है ना आपका ऐसे जिस गोज राउंड एंड राउंड सो इट्स दैट एडीज जो बोलते हैं. ठीक. और उसके बाद क्वेश्चन की हम बात करते हैं. अकॉर्डिंग टू द राइटर द बे कुड नॉट बी रीच बाय बोट सो दे हैव मेंशन इट हियर राइट. It was inaccessible by boat because seams of rock jutted out, they were coming out, and current swirled around them treacherously. तो यही होना चाहिए, है ना? Out of these, so the answer would be D. सबका आंसर यही है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा फिर ठीक है. चलो नेक्स्ट पे चलते हैं. One could visit the bay at any time one chose, one certain specified occasion, when there was a low tide or during the evening walk. So when can we actually visit the bay?
Lowest
देखो
ebb tide.
देखो यहाँ clearly mentioned है. हाँ, one could walk there. ठीक है, if choose one of the lowest
Lower sector.
ebb tides, है ना, that receded a very long way. So when the tides are low, then only you can basically visit it. That's what it clearly mentions, right? कि किसी का आंसर कुछ और है. हाँ चलो
C, ma'am.
Option C.
करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है. It was not possible
क्या
to
हुआ?
linger on the expedition
भैया नहीं
because
अभी जाना पड़ेगा
ओमकार
वो.
म्यूट
Omkar
योरसेल्फ.
mic.
अरे ओमकार म्यूट कर ले भाई.
तुम लोग क्यों भूल जाते हो? मेरे को समझ नहीं आता. Anyway, the water rose rapidly, the tide turned quickly. It was not possible to linger on the expedition because the water rose rapidly, the tide turned quickly, the tide turned sprightly, or the water rushed in with a great force. ठीक है? So let's see, why can't you linger on the expedition? What is the reason?
And tide came rapidly. Tide was on the turn. It came in rapidly.
हाँ देखो यहाँ पे you could, एक मिनट. You could not linger on the expedition for once the tide was on the turn, it came rapidly. Right? So if I look at the options, out of these, it should be this, right? ठीक. So correct. Very good. Next question. He found the bay fresh and unlittered because what is the reason for this bay to be fresh and unlittered? The sea water had receded. He was the first visitor there. The high tide had just washed the litter away, or it was not frequented by people who would pollute it. So what would be the answer?
Completely covered by sea at high tide.
That means the high tide washed away the,
Most of the liters.
yeah.
देखो ना. Yeah, but the known always drew this man like a magnet. He found the bay fresh and unlittered as it was completely covered by the sea at high tide. Right, so that kind of implies, so if I look at the options, where are the options? Huh. So that means the high tide had just washed the litter away. So this one should be the answer. राइट
Yes.
रिसीव्ड तो कुछ हो ही
Yes.
नहीं रहा है विजिटर और ये क्या ये तो कुछ है ही नहीं ऑप्शन है ना सो करेक्ट लास्ट क्वेश्चन while passing through the cave the writer discovered what cool and secluded corner large opening chimney shaped rock or big crack through which light came in okay so what
I
did
think
the
that
writer discover
was chimney shaped rock, I think. Now please show the passage.
Missing passage.
किसने बोला मुझे तो ये भी नहीं पता
I used
अरे
he
ऑब्वियसली
discovered
आई
a
शो द पैसेज ना अभी बिना
he
पैसेज के थोड़ी
discovered a wide
But a
crack
white
rather
crack
like
rather like a
chimney.
chimney.
वाइड वाला yes, मैम चिमनी लिखा था ना वो तो माइंड में आ गया.
Okay, the cave looked mysteriously dark, cool, and inviting, and he penetrated to the farthest corner where he discovered a wide crack. Right? Rather like a chimney, he peered up and thought he could see a patch of something, something. So, what did he actually find? It is like a chimney, but what did he actually find? Let's see the options again. So the question is, while passing through the cave, what did he discover? Cool and secluded corner, large opening, chimney-shaped rock, or big crack through which light came in, na? That's what he saw, which
Ma'am,
was
D.
like a
D.
ऑप्शन डी.
तो यही होना चाहिए ना? That's what he
ऑप्शन
found.
डी.
Big crack. बात हो रही डिस्कवरी की. चलिए अभी चलते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे, which is right here. The people saw the gold pitcher. So ये new comprehension है in a river, in a lake, in a pit or inside the palace. So where did these people find the pitcher? Basically a jug. किधर मिला? देखो अभी पढ़ो.
Palace. Lake nearby. They saw it in a lake nearby.
लेक
Lake,
लेक
lake,
नियर.
lake.
हाँ
देखो यहाँ पे लिखा
They
हुआ
saw
है
it
कि
in a lake nearby.
Yes, ma'am.
people went in search of the pitcher. Clearly
तो
mentioned है. They saw it in a lake nearby. So you skim it and you just found it, है ना? So they found it in a lake nearby. Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's move on to the next question. The emperor orders were that all the children should leave his land, old men should leave his land, old men should live in his land, or young men should stay in his land. So, what were his orders?
मैम एक बार फिर से क्वेश्चन दिखाएगा ना?
All the old people should leave his land.
Okay, done, ma'am.
Ma'am,
He
for
ordered all
people
the
to leave his land.
Yes, ma'am, whatever she said.
Hmm. Okay, fine. So, when I look at it, right, one day he saw an old man in the street, upset at being reminded that someday he ordered that all the people, this is so stupid though. He ordered all the old people to leave his land, right? So that's what he wanted, कि बुढ़ाऊ को
B,
निकालो
ma'am.
बस और क्या, right? B, right. Next question. What did the people who went to bring the pitcher get? What did they get? अभी जग लाए but क्या हुआ? Nothing at all. A handful of water, a handful of air या pitcher's handle. What did these people get?
Full of
Handful of
water.
water.
Handful
Yes,
of water.
handful of water. The 3 pound of it.
ठीक है, correct. Yes, that's
True,
what
man.
these
Handful
people
of water.
got. These people basically got a handful of water. Correct. Next, the emperor feared what? Getting old,
Getting
getting young, getting weak, or getting ill. I guess everybody knows it by
A,
now
ma'am. Yes,
that
ma'am.
he
Old.
fears getting
Getting
old.
old.
Yes. The emperor was upset to see the old man because it reminded him of his grandfather. It reminded him that he will fall ill. It reminded him that he would grow old too. It reminded him that he had to color his hair.
Ma'am, C.
C.
Yes, ma'am. Option C.
C.
ये अच्छा ऑप्शन है जो भी बोलो दिस इज द बेस्ट
Match हो रहा है.
ऑप्शन Okay, he doesn't know about Botox, obviously, that's why he's so worried about, getting old. So, the emperor was upset to see the old man because it reminded him that, मैं भी एक दिन बुढ़ा हो जाऊंगा. Right? Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. चलो next पे चलते हैं. Next question is another passage, ठीक है? Fingerprints are the most dash way of identifying a person. What? Fingerprints are the best, genuine, sincere or accurate. लीजिए पढ़िए.
Foolproof.
Ma'am, accurate. Accurate.
Full proof way of identity. Accurate
Things
way of
are recorded in exact detail. Accurate.
Hmm.
Ma'am.
क्वेश्चन दिखाइए.
Oh, just a second. एक मिनट. ये रहा.
D.
See, out of these options, fingerprints are actually the most accurate way of identifying.
डी होना चाहिए. डी.
हाँ, तो D ही आंसर, ठीक है.
Ma'am, why should not say genuine?
Because as per the passage, it's not genuine. Where have they mentioned it's the most genuine?
Foolproof.
How is foolproof genuine? Foolproof to means something which is accurate, na? Genuine is usually something which is real. So how is it
Okay.
related to foolproof?
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. The main reason why fingerprinting is used for identification is that every individual has a unique set of fingerprint. Every set of fingerprint falls into a pattern. Record of fingerprints can be maintained. Fingerprints can be picked up even after a crime. ठीक
Ma'am,
है?
A. Ma'am, answer is A.
रुक जाओ,
Ma'am,
थोड़ा
passage
वेट
है
करो,
ये.
उसके
C
बाद
is
आंसर
best.
For
करो.
others also.
प्लीज बी पेशेंट. एक मिनट. Is used for identification.
मैम देखो यहाँ पे सेकंड लाइन में इन्होंने लिखा है फॉर्म अ पैटर्न दैट स्टेज द सेम थ्रू आउट अ पर्सन's लाइफ.
These ridges form a pattern that stays the same throughout the. It's actually in the first paragraph itself. And no two persons have ever had the same fingerprints, right? So if I consider the options, the main reason why fingerprinting is used for identification. ये होना चाहिए ना, every individual has a unique set of fingerprint. Because no two humans can have. That is why इसको use करते होंगे ना,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
है ना?
ma'am.
That's how you can use it. चलो next question है. The present system of recording fingerprint is around dash years old. ठीक है? 2200, 100, 500, 220. ठीक है, so ये रहा question. उसके बाद
100. 200. मैम इधर लिखा है ना 1880s.
मैम जैसे रितिका ने बोला मैंने तो सोचा भी नहीं कि ऐसे होगा.
actually like there is some I don't know like
200 कैसे होगा?
वही तो मैं explain कर रही हूँ, रुक जाओ. कि I guess as far as my assumption goes, this passage must be written, I don't know in which year, so they must have recorded it as per that. ठीक है, तो इसी वजह से the answer is 100 probably.
Yes,
ठीक है,
मैम 1988 में लिखा था ये पैसेज.
हाँ, so it must be related to that. ठीक,
Yes, ma'am.
so that's why
उसके
maybe the
reference में
answer
दिया
is
होगा answer.
हाँ. The fingerprints are stored for record on a white card, on an ink surface, on paper files, or on a small piece of metal. ठीक है?
Option A.
Ma'am, A on a white card.
Ma'am, paragraph.
Ma'am, last second line. The fingerprints are pressed on a white card.
मैम एक बार वो क्वेश्चन दिखाओगे?
ये होगा मैम.
So इसका आंसर तो काफी फैक्चुअल है. वहां पे ऑलरेडी मेंशन दैट द फिंगरप्रिंट्स आर एक्चुअली स्टोर्ड फॉर रिकॉर्ड ऑन अ व्हाइट कार्ड, जैसा कि वहां पे दिया हुआ है. ठीक, नेक्स्ट पे चलते हैं. हु फर्स्ट इवॉल्व्ड द सिस्टम ऑफ यूजिंग फिंगर इम्प्रेशन, ठीक है, टू ऑथेंटिकेट डॉक्यूमेंट्स? सर फ्रांसिस गैल्टन, सर E.R. हेनरी, चाइनीज और ब्रिटिशर्स? अभी इसको बहुत ध्यान से पढ़िए क्वेश्चन को, तब आंसर करिए. So, who first evolved a system of using finger impression to authenticate documents? ठीक,
फ्रांसिस
so
गैल्टन वाला तो हम अभी यूज कर रहे हैं. बाकी मैम आप पीछे करो.
so देख लो.
चाइनीज.
Okay. Third line. The system is
Chinese.
चीनी मैम, चीनी.
Yes, absolutely right.
Chinese.
Right.
Change.
So the answer would be
The Chinese.
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 Correct. Correct.
Chinese,
Correct.
ma'am.
Change.
चलिए नेक्स्ट वाले पे चलते हैं. According to the passage, nothing that money can buy is worthwhile without love of sports, without adventure, without good health, and without good mental faculties.
विदाउट गुड हेल्थ ही होगा मैम, बाकी सब आप देखते हैं, आप पीछे करो, पैसेज दिखाओ। मेंटली ये लिखा है मैम लास्ट थर्ड में,
This is
गुड
second
हेल्थ।
line है ना,
वर्ड
Yes,
सर लास्ट
वाइल
में
विदाउट
good
गुड
health.
हेल्थ।
good health वाला.
So when I skim it, I find that nothing that money can buy is worthwhile. ठीक, without
Good
good
health.
health,
Good health.
है ना?
C.
So that would be the answer. Correct. Next question is, war nowadays stimulates what? Noble qualities of mankind, man's virility, bestial qualities of mankind, or man's fight for survival. ठीक है, what does it stimulate?
फाइट फॉर सर्वाइवल फर्स्ट लाइन।
Bestial qualities of mankind.
Bestial qualities of mankind. Last.
Third line.
Third line.
It's written stimulates, right?
नॉट टू नोबल बट बेस्टियल क्वालिटी।
Bestial qualities of the man.
Correct.
फैंसी वर्ड यूज करा है।
चलो,
C.
what is the best advantage mountaineering bring to an adventurer? Art of planning, thinking ahead, responsibility towards companions, or contact with the beauty of the universe. ठीक है, what is the best advantage mountaineering bring to an adventurer? So, this is where they talk about mountains.
यस मैम।
Have deep touch with the beauties of the universe.
Mountaineers into touch with the beauties of the universe.
वेयर इज थिंकिंग अहेड।
Last line.
Yes. See, यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है best of all. It brings the mountaineer into, so it basically talks about best one, है ना? So we just have to clearly see कि क्या है, क्योंकि और भी चीजें उसमें mention है, that's why it's important. Best advantage, right? So contact with
D,
the
ma'am.
beauty of the universe, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you just find the keyword and then you find the answer. Correct. चलो अभी new passage पे चलते हैं. Evaluation of news would imply what? Evaluation of news. Less dependence on modern system of communication, more careful analysis of each news stories and its value, separating beans from junk or discriminating horrors from disaster. Okay, evaluation of news would imply.
I'm absent.
Ma'am, that last line, the junk is dressed up to look as meaningful as the yellows.
Okay, for this passage, you won't get the answers right there. You have to read
यस
everything and you
मैम।
have to make sense of it. तभी आप समझ पाओगे. हर passage is not the same.
कैन यू शो द
This,
ऑप्शंस?
yeah, sure.
मैम डी।
मैम बी।
मैम बी।
बी मैम।
Option D, ma'am. Ma'am.
See, when I read the passage, it doesn't even talk about discriminating horror from disaster. तो ये कहाँ से आया? Separating beans from junk, which beans are we talking about? The writer has only used this beans as an expression, so strike it out. Less dependence on modern system of communication. No, no, no. It should be more careful analysis of
Careful
each new
analysis.
story. Because all these media houses, they are basically selling these stories on the basis of yellow journalism, sensationalism जिसको बोलते हैं, right? So that's what writer is kind of not
Yes,
liking,
ma'am.
very off-putting for the writer. ठीक है? So when
Writer is saying
you
evolution is weak.
हाँ. So the writer of the above passage seems to be happy with the contemporary arrangement for circulating news, is shocked by the casual stories about horrors and disasters reported in the newspaper, wants better evaluation of news before publication, or wants to put his foot down on news stories.
मैम सी।
Hmm.
रोटी खाए चावल। अरे यार
What is the answer? Should I show the passage though? रुको. लो.
मैम ए।
मैम ये होगा।
Circulating the news.
The writer is not at all happy. How come it's A?
Oh.
मैम सी because so much news is are fake. That's why.
हाँ. He wants better evaluation, na? That's what he want. He's shocked by casual stories about horrors and disaster. No. He's not particularly talking about any genre here. All in all, बहुत ज़्यादा disappointment है क्योंकि better evaluation नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है? So that would be the answer. In the above passage, the phrase amounts to a row of beans means that the news is weak and often wanting entirely, deserves no one attention, should travel the wires, or is junk dressed up as real news. See, I can show the passage for this one, but it is just asking you the meaning of this phrase right here. That's it. If you know the meaning, you know it, otherwise you don't. But I'll just show it.
No,
This right here.
D.
ma'am,
Mm.
options.
ऑप्शन डी मैम।
No. That's not the answer. See, as a
मैम
phrase,
बी।
amount to
Yeah,
a
it
row
is
of beans
okay.
means
मैम
No
something
बी
which
बी
use.
is,
ऑप्शन
which
Deserves no
बी।
one
deserves no
attention.
one's
बी होगा मैम।
attention.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक, तो इसका मतलब भी ये होता है basically, okay? Yeah, something which is like, not of any use, something like that. Newspapers lack a sense of discrimination because they do not separate the real news from mere sensationalism. They have to accept whatever is received on the wires. Limited manpower makes serious evolution impossible. People don't see the difference between junk and real news. Newspaper lack a sense of discrimination. What is the reason?
Casual horrors and real disaster are thrown at newspaper without discrimination. First line में हुआ मैम.
Hmm.
Options.
मैम क्वेश्चन देखें।
मैम पहले वाला क्वेश्चन।
क्वेश्चन चेंज हो गया दूसरा।
Yes, ma'am. The passage implies.
ये रहा।
यस मैम ये है।
मैम ए होना चाहिए वैसे तो,
यस
क्योंकि
मैम,
रियल डिजास्टर और हॉरर की बात की है।
कैजुअल हॉरर्स वाला ना।
डू नॉट सेपरेट, यही होना चाहिए मैम।
Yes, because we read the passage, we just understand that they do not even try to separate the real news from the mere sensationalism. That's how they are just selling junk at this point, right? So that's it. The passage implies, what is the passage trying to imply? There has to be censorship on newspapers. There's no point in having censorship. Newspaper always dress up junk to look meaningful, or one has to be strict in selecting news item. देखो ये तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता,
मैम सी।
ये भी नहीं हो सकता. So I'll still show the passage. You just need to understand what is the writer trying to imply through whatever has been written.
मैम लास्ट लाइन कैन बी।
सी सॉरी
Okay, let's look at the option.
सी।
No, the writer is not necessarily talking about that we need to censor. The writer is just talking about that we need to, evaluate things in a better way so that we are providing people the kind of news that is genuine and not just mere sensationalism. So it's not necessarily about that. It's just about, newspaper always dress up junk to look meaningful. That's what the writer is throughout trying to imply, है ना? So that's what
Yes,
it is.
ma'am.
He's very
Got that.
critical of it. चलो अभी next पे चलेंगे. The word anthology, line 1 probably means what? Writer, collection, poem or poet? ये देखो.
मैम
मैम फर्स्ट लाइन पोइट्री।
पोएट्री मैम।
मैम ऑप्शंस प्लीज।
यस
See,
मैम
you
ऑप्शन
need to
दिखाई
know the
मैम।
meaning of it honestly, because if you don't know the meaning of anthology,
Collection, ma'am.
Collection.
Collection of poetry
हाँ,
and
anthology means
writings.
collection.
पोएम
So
कलेक्शन।
that would be the answer. Okay, Christina began writing poetry. When did she begin? Only after her brother urged her. When she was 53 years old, when she was very young, or when her genius was recognized. So when did she actually began writing poetry? So
Yeah, मैम in third line. Composing at the age of 11 when she was very young.
so have they mentioned 11? They haven't
53
mentioned
Option
11.
C.
बी मैम।
अरे ये तो यहाँ तक तो किया, so she must be very
Option
young,
C.
है ना? So out of this
when
correct.
she was very young.
No.
Okay, Christina's brother was probably a good judge of her work because he loved his sister very much. He himself published poems. He was a poet, or he was a famous painter. So how
मैम
would he judge?
सी है मैम, वो भी आर्टिस्ट है. Himself a poet and
Poet
painter.
and painter.
Soon recognize a genius.
So a poet
He
and a
himself was
painter.
a poet, so obviously he can judge her better. He's a painter as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Next to publish her poems.
आर्टिस्ट लोग हैं मैम.
मतलब ज्यादा ही कूट के टैलेंट भरा हुआ है देखो.
Yes,
Right? So he was a poet, so obviously, he could judge. By 1894, Christina had published only a few of the many poems she had written, published all the poems she had written, published more than 1100 poems, or published over 900 poems. ठीक है? So how many?
1100
हाँ ना?
poems and had over
More than
900. Ma'am,
1100.
publish
Yes,
over
ma'am,
900 ही
1100.
कीजिए.
900.
So written इतना और published
900
इतना.
चलिए।
तो हमने
Yes,
publish की
Question
बात की है.
में क्या है?
Over
Publish.
900.
हाँ ना?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
पीछे मैम.
Oh, ये वाला question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
This one.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Publish की बात हो
More
रही
than
है.
1100
Published
poems.
over
Option
900.
C, ma'am.
Publish की बात हो रही है.
Publish over
अभी तो
900.
डी होगा ना?
ये
डी
होगा.
ना? published over 900
यही
poems.
written थी ना वो तो
वही तो
11.
रिटन है 11 वाला और उसके बाद 9 वाला आपका वो है पब्लिश्ड। चलो, at the time this passage was written, Christina poetry was almost unknown, was rarely published, had made her known as the greatest woman poet of the 18th century, or had not been collected in an authoritative edition. At the time this passage was written.
MC होगा, इतनी तो publish कर दी हुआ है।
फिर भी पढ़ लीजिए।
There is still no
This work has
authoritative
earned her
edition.
recognition as greatest
Edition of
woman poet.
authority.
अरे
हाँ,
अरे अरे
authoritative edition नहीं है लेकिन
No
देख रहे हो
authoritative
आप?
edition. Last वाली line.
I just want to say one thing, there are other students also in the class. Please try to be considerate towards each other. We know that you know the answer. It's good that you know the answer. Very good. Good for you. But try to be considerate, you will become a good officer. I'm sure all of you want aspire to be one. Anyway, ऐसा लग रहा है कि मतलब क्या चल रहा है? Anyway, चलो.
मैम डिस्कशन
अच्छा है
डिस्कस करके आंसर देंगे मैम हम वहाँ पे भी।
हाँ मतलब जगराता चल रहा है क्या? ऐसे आंसर कर रहे हैं। चलो अभी नेक्स्ट पे चलेंगे। Next question. The primary purpose of the passage is to do what? Describe a static condition, support a theory considered outmoded, मतलब बिल्कुल पुराने जमाने वाली जैसे बोलते हैं archaic हो गई. Depict the successive stages of phenomenon or demonstrate the evolution of the meaning of a term. ठीक है? So what would be the answer? ठीक. The primary purpose of the passage.
मैम कैन यू शो द क्वेश्चन?
Yeah, sure.
C maybe.
paragraph again please.
Okay. C.
No मैम सी नहीं।
D.
मैम ये शायद क्योंकि ये ऐसी बात कर रहे हैं ना इन लेट 17th सेंचुरी, तो कुछ तो बहुत ही पुराना हो चुका है।
See, it talks about something happening, right? When you read the passage, you kind of understand that something is happening.
यस मैम।
ठीक है? So when I look at the option, it's not describing anything static. It is not describing
डी हो
anything which
सकता
is
है मैम।
out of date or demonstrate the evolution of the meaning of a term.
सी
Term
मैम
सी
term
होगा
कहाँ
फिनोमिना
से आ
मैम
गया? तो C
प्रूव
होना
करने
चाहिए
की
ना?
कोशिश कर रहे हैं पुराने।
हाँ,
यस
successive
मैम।
stages of phenomenon, like something is happening ना. So इतने में तो फिर समझ आ जाएगा when you try to eliminate things.
यस मैम।
चलो, with which of the following words can you replace the word uniform as given in the passage? Uniting, varying, gaseous, or unvarying?
I'm unwearing.
Wearing.
Option D.
ऑप्शन डी मैम।
ये तो बिना पढ़े भी ऑब्वियसली आपको इसमें पढ़ने की
यस
जरूरत क्या
मैम
है?
क्योंकि
Yes,
ये
I'm
तो
unwearing.
उसका मैम सिनोनिम ही हो गया।
सिनोनिम आपका काम आने चाहिए अब सो
यस मैम।
ये गलत हो गया तो फिर तो क्या ही बोलूं मैं। चलो, what does the underlined word it stand for in the passage? It. Gravitational instability, cloud of gas, small spherical denser region or matter. Okay, it. देखो जी, One simple.
Non-spherical
It
region.
now attracts more matter. Gravitational field.
Gravitational instability.
Yes, ma'am. Gravitational instability.
Field की
That's
बात
what
नहीं
it's
की.
actually talking about, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So out of this option, the answer would be
Option A.
instability, जो काफी लोग हो जाते हैं. So
Instable.
पढ़ पढ़ के चलो.
Mentally.
अभी देखो मेंटली हो रहे कैसे हो
Better
रहे हो.
opportunities नहीं मिल पाती मैम.
Well, first of all, I think we must do our questions.
Ma'am, let's continue, please.
Yeah, चलो. We are almost done by the way. Congratulations to us.
Hey.
Okay, stammering अभी हुआ नहीं है, अभी रुक जाओ. हाँ, इमोशनली, फिजिकली, मेंटली अलग अलग होता है. Stammering is caused because of physical disorder, hindering growth, lack of self-confidence or lack of understanding. Okay, how is it caused?
मैम सी है.
पढ़ लीजिए फिर भी.
A.
साफ साफ
Lack
लिखा
of
हुआ है.
Disorder है भाई वो, वही तो मैं.
Lack of self confidence.
Linked with, but it is a disorder too.
हाँ वही.
Primarily एक disorder होता है ना. मैम एक बार क्वेश्चन दिखाओ.
हाँ जी, दिखा रही हूँ.
C. Because
Lack
isn't
of
it physical?
ये होगा मैम.
It's a mental.
ठीक है. एक मिनट. So it obviously is lack of self confidence ना. Next question पे चलते हैं. The second stage of a child's understanding the language is what? The second stage, okay. Speaking, writing, listening or reading. What would be the answer? ठीक है. Second stage of child's understanding.
Second is speaking. Third line.
I'm speaking.
Speaking.
Second.
Learning. Second is speaking.
हाँ guys, the answer would be this, right? Speaking. Next question पे चलते हैं. Dash are basically the reason for developing a fear in the child's mind. Parents, overcautious mothers, fathers or uncles, okay?
B.
What is the reason?
Conscious mothers.
Option B.
Conscious
Overcautious.
enter हो गया था.
See, it's clearly mentioned here that how these overcautious mother do is fret a
Yes,
lot
ma'am.
and the child develops a fear which later manifests itself as stammering, right? So that
ma'am.
would be the answer. ठीक है. चलो, next question is fluency in such patients can be incorporated in the speech of such patients through what? Hypnosis, slap, punishment or symbiosis. ठीक है. Such patients. हाँ, तुम्हारे साथ होना चाहिए तुषार, ऐसा तो देखो.
Hypnosis. Last
Hypnosis.
word.
Hypnosis.
देखो साफ साफ लिखा है
Hypnosis.
incorporate in through
Yes, ma'am.
hypnosis.
अब
Hypnosis.
वैसे साफ वो लोग लिख भी नहीं सकते.
अभी
ये हो
Hypnosis.
हाँ, ये हो जाएगा आपका
A,
आंसर.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
चलो लास्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं. By the time the child becomes 2 years old, he or she can do what? Speak complex sentences, only understand spoken language, understand and speak simple language, or write the alphabets.
Ma'am, could you show the passage?
फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में है मैम. ये लिखा है ना मैम, both of these usually develop around age 2.
Spoken language होगा ना?
Spoken language and speaking.
Around the age of 2. Ma'am, option.
Understand and
Option
speak
C.
simple language.
Option C.
C, ma'am. C, ma'am.
Option C, ma'am.
Yes, so absolutely right. Okay, guys, so we are done with the questions. If anyone has any doubt right now, they can ask, or we will conclude the session now. Any
No
doubt,
doubt.
anyone?
मैम वो तो this is common.
No doubt, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I don't have any doubt.
ठीक है, guys, so फिर I'll see. एक मिनट रुक जाओ.
Ma'am, I have no doubts.
What, you don't have any doubt? That's what you said, right?
Yes, ma'am. He manifested that he don't have any doubt.
YouTube वाले बच्चों को देख लो जरा. खैर चलो. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for being with me. I'll see all of you in the